Good morning to the last lucky few who are joining so far this morning. We are on our Monday morning. I think it's the, how many days? 6th day of our coding club already. Good morning, boys and girls. So good to see at least your names popping up. I hope that you've had a fantastic weekend, that you did lots of resting, lots of playing, lots of thinking, and all of these really, really good things. We are going to be getting started right now with just a reminder for those of you who have forgotten, or maybe you didn't know just yet, that I am Mr. O. That's me over there. Or if you want to call me Mr. OT or Mr. Omo, I've heard those before. Or Mr. Oi Popaloy, which might just take a little bit long every time you see me or want to ask a question. Hello, Mr. Oi Popaloy. And by that time, I've probably already walked on. Anything that starts with an O, you're welcome to call me that. Let's do a little recap of what we have done. And we're also going to look ahead towards what's coming up this week. Zoe's already got her hand up. Good morning, Zoe. Yes, what would you like to say?
I'm so glad and all the stuff here. I'm having so much fun learning how to code and making robots.
Oh, yes. Oh, that is so much fun. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh, I think we're going to have so much fun this morning and this week as we get into Scratch Junior more, as we view some building blocks and look at patterns. Oh, okay. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself now, but let's have a quick jump over to our first question for you today, for us to consider once again. And that is, what is coding? Who thinks they can remember what coding is? Before we get to that, while you think of that, Annalise had her hand up. So Annalise, yes, let's hear. What would you like to say? Good morning.
Annalise in our is Nika.
Ah, that's very good. Thank you so much for remembering to tell us that. Okay, let's hear now from Kaylee. Kaylee, are you going to let us know what is coding?
You speak the right languages for creatures and robots.
Yes! Oh, fantastic! Well done on remembering that, thinking through what we have done and remembering, yes, that if we speak the right language to robots and computers to get them to do what we want them to do, well, then that is what coding is. Fantastic thinking. Okay, and let's hear, Zoe, did you want to add to that at all?
Someone else wants to say something who's doing coding class too. My sister. Can you say something to Mr. O?
Fantastic. I'm so happy that you've joined us as well this morning. I hope that you learn lots and that you just have so much fun with that. Okay, with us. So here we have Dennis the coding dog, and we've thought, hey, maybe Dennis the coding dog is making a game of where he chases cats, or I don't know, chases a car. I hope dogs don't really do that. I haven't seen that before. I think just in cartoons. Anyway, Dennis the coding dog is going to help us along the way as well. Just a reminder, at the end of last week, we looked at our flower, bud, and thorn. And what that was for was to help us remember something new that we learned last week, something that we were excited to know more about, and our thorn was something that we were struggling with, that we found to be really, really challenging. So continue to think about that. And as we're learning, think about, that's something new that I've learned. So, hey, I want to know more about that. Or maybe, whoa, this is a challenge. I'm really going to need to think about my thinking and problem solve and figure out a way to learn this. Okay, but let's have a look then at this week coming up, which is kind of also a little bit of a recap of last week. This is what we are going to look at this week. Well, this week we are going to try to make our very own game. We're going to try to code our very own game. So I really hope that you have got Scratch Junior downloaded. If you don't and your moms and dads are there, or if they're not there, then please do let them know that we are going to be using a program called Scratch Junior. And if you're not sure where to get that or how to download that, we did cover that last week, Thursday. It is up on our YouTube channel. So we will be able, you will be able to get it, download it, and we'll be able to play with that over there. We are also going to be doing something called debugging. In fact, that's what we're doing tomorrow. And that sounds kind of strange, right? Bugs? Are there bugs in our computer? Oh boy, I hope there aren't really bugs in our computer, because that would be, a little bit strange. Well, we're going to find out exactly what that is and why it is important for us to debug. In that process, we are going to be hunting about on a virtual treasure map on our computers, trying to figure out the algorithm to find a treasure. That's also coming up tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Ooh, on Wednesday, I hope that you can join us on Wednesday, because on Wednesday, I've got a computer, a laptop that we're going to take apart, and we're going to look at it and see what all the little pieces do and try to understand a little bit more about how a computer works. We'll also use coding to tell a story. I know that you guys have lots of awesome stories that I've never even heard. And I can't wait to hear what stories you can come up with and that we can use coding to tell together. Oh, that's going to be an exciting one. And then last one, and Zoe, I do see your hand up. I'm going to come to you in just a few moments. Our last one, what we're going to think about for the whole week this week, because it's going to help us next week, is we want to think of a project or a theme for a project. Do we want to investigate and explore how plants grow and use coding to understand that better? Or maybe travel or how cars work or something like that. Okay, so think about what you might want to learn about, and then you'll see, and we'll explore together how we can better understand that. Maybe even something like space. Ooh, that would be cool. I love doing that. Okay, but before we go too far, well, we've already gone all the way into me saying what I think we should do this week and what we are going to do this week. Let's hear from a few of you. What do you expect? What do you want to happen this week? What do you think we're going to do? And what would you really, really, really like if we did? Think about that. Let's start with Zoe. Yes, Zoe.
Sorry to bother you again, Mr. O.
No, you never bother.
Yes. Say something to you.
Yes.
So you can't really say it right now.
Oh, okay.
Something. I was little, and I love you so much.
Tell you what, how about we come back to that just a little bit later, or if you want to, and you can type, or someone there can type, you can even put that in the chat for us, and then we can discuss it there. So let's go and let's hear, what do you guys want to do this week? What do you expect from this week? Are you excited about anything in our coding club for this week? What do you guys think should happen? Because I've already spoken about a few things about treasure maps and debugging, taking apart a computer. Does any of that sound exciting or cool, or like something that you would like to do? Or is everyone still just waking up a little bit this morning? I think that may be what is happening. Well, you know what? That's all right, because what we are going to do now is we are once again going to start looking at patterns. Oh, okay. Before we get to patterns, I see we do have one or two hands up. So let's hear first from Kaylee. Yes, Kaylee.
I'm excited to see how to take apart the computer.
Oh, are you excited to take apart the computer? That's one of my favorite things to do, is to take apart computers. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Kaylee. I'm also so excited for that. That'll be on Wednesday. I've got it all ready here already, but we will do that on Wednesday. Let's hear from Melo Kukle. Okay, Melo Kukle, yes, what are you excited? Welcome, by the way. And what are you excited for this week?
I'm excited to see inside the computer.
Oh, also, okay, well, that's exciting. I'm glad that lots of us are looking forward to looking inside a computer, because I know that I definitely am. Okay, so let's jump back into our journey for this week, where we start with patterns once again. And remember, patterns are where we see certain things that are repeated. And we've said that patterns are just so incredibly important, that they are absolutely everywhere. You look up, you look down, you're probably going to see a pattern somewhere along the way, which I think is really, really fun. Okay, so let's hear from, I see that Ibrahim has raised their hand. Yes, Ibrahim, what would you like to tell us and add? Oh, sorry, I can't quite hear. Oh, okay, not quite there. That's all right. Okay, so let's jump into our patterns and think about, what patterns do you see in games? When you play a game, what are some of the things that you see in almost every single game that you play? This could be a game that you play on a computer, or it could be a game that you play in real life, that you run around outside with. What are some of the things that you see as a pattern that you see in one game and another game? So try to think of that. Okay, we've got 1 or 2 hands coming up. A few people having a few issues with network. Don't worry, that's all right. Thank you very much for letting me know. Let's hear from Kaylee. Yes, Kaylee, what are some of the patterns that you see in games?
Games, when one person has a turn, then the next, then the same person, then the next, then the same person, then the next.
Very interesting. Great thinking. That there's an element of taking turns. It's one person's turn and they do that, and then the next person does it, and the next person does it. Oh, very good thinking. I like how you kind of visualized, I assume, a game and really thought about that. Okay, Annalise, yes. What patterns do you see in games?
I see a spade.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so some props, some things. Well, we often use in many games, we have pieces or extra game pieces that we need. If it was netball, I would think that we need a ball for that, and possibly a net. And in basketball, it might be the same. So that's a pattern, that we sometimes need extra things that we take with us and use. And sometimes we have games where we don't need that. If you play something like touches or stuck in the mud, if you know those games, or even hide and seek, you don't really need something extra for that. Okay, so let's hear from Sipisikle. Good morning, Sipisikle. What patterns do you see in games?
I have this. I bought
board games. Okay, so in board games, there are a lot of patterns, and then you actually have you have a design pattern. If you want to create your very own board game, well, you could follow an algorithm to do that, and there would be patterns in that. Great thinking. Okay, let's hear last one for now from Tristan and Aiden. Tristan and Aiden, yes, good morning. And what patterns do you see in games?
In Connect 4.
Oh, in Connect 4. Oh, that is such a cool example. In Connect 4, where you drop down, and actually the whole point of that game is to try to make a pattern, isn't it? To try to have something repeated without being broken up That's some cool thinking. I wonder if we could program and code our very own Connect 4 game. I think that would be really, really fun. Thank you for sharing that, and great thinking so far. You're going to need to do some more thinking now as we have a look at some of the building blocks that I have over here. Now, you can see I've got lots of these little blocks over here, and there are all sorts of different shapes and different sizes. What we are going to try to do is make our very own pattern with this. We're going to see how many different types of patterns we can make with this before we go and we look at a game that we will try to make throughout the week. So I'm going to make our very first pattern from this. And the first pattern that I want to make, I'm going to start off with a red block. If you can see that one, there's a red block. I'm going to start with a red block. Then I'm going to drop in a yellow block. And then let me put in I'm going to put in a white block. Then I'm going to put in a red block again. Okay, so who thinks they know what block should come in next, should come over here? Put your hand up or shout out loud, even if you don't have a microphone, on what do you think should come up next? Okay. So I've heard a big shout
Yellow.
of yellow, absolutely yellow. Does everyone agree with that? I think we probably do. Okay, let's go. Yellow. Let's put yellow in there. Fantastic. And I think we could probably
Yellow.
a little bit more. So let's hear from Simba. What do you, oh no, Simba's gone over there. Let's hear from Paul. Yes, and Paul, what color do you think should come?
White.
White. Absolutely white. Fantastic. Thank you for that. That's really helpful. Okay, so we've got a pattern over here and we have repeated it. Now, I want to show you again a little something from last week just to reinforce this, one way that we can repeat a pattern. So let's just work off this little pattern that we have over here, where we started off with red, yellow, and white. And what we could do if we wanted to repeat this, you know, if this got really long and really, really complex and we want to repeat it, well, then we could just find another block that is the same and we could put it just with it, just like that. And then we could also find another yellow, put it like that. I mean, this looks like we're starting to make our very own picture, doesn't it? Which I think is very, very cool. Okay, so yeah, that sort of looks like a pattern, but it's not a repeated pattern. So what we could do then, because we have duplicated it there, is we could just move that over. And look, just like that, in one step, we have repeated that pattern. Okay, so I hope that you guys are ready for a challenge. I'm going to put everyone's hands down just to start this next challenge, because I want to show you a more complicated pattern, because I think you guys are really getting these easy ones that we can really do something just a little bit more complicated. Okay, I hope are you ready for the challenge? Are you ready for the challenge? Fantastic. Okay, so here's the challenge. We're going to start off with this block over here. Okay, then we're going to put down this block over here. Then we're going to put down, not that block. We're going to put down this block over here. Then we're going to put down, which one's this block over here? Oh, okay. And then I want to put down, let me see, I want to put down this block over here. Do you see a pattern? Is there a pattern there that's repeated? Look very carefully and try to see if you can see a pattern that is repeated. Rory-san has their hand up. Yes, Rory-san, let's hear. Do you see a pattern? No. Don't you see a pattern there? Oh, maybe there.
No.
Oh, no pattern. Okay. So it's a little bit challenged. Keep looking. This is a challenging one. And I am challenging you here. Let's hear and see. Okay, Paul, have you seen a pattern? What do you think I should put next? Or what do you think we should put? Blue. Huh, okay, let me dig in my bag to actually see. Okay, I've got a blue one over here. And do you think I should just put that over there, just like that? Is that a pattern? That's not the pattern that we're looking for. Good try though, good thinking where you looked at the color. Okay, so you've said blue and I've said, this blue one over there, that actually breaks the pattern. So that means that there isn't the pattern there anymore. Oh, this is such a challenging one. Okay, let's hear from Tristan and Aiden. Tristan and Aiden, yes. What pattern or what do you think I should do next? What should we put here next? Just you could say.
I was thinking that you already had another one. Just a different color.
Oh, okay. So just a different color. So maybe just any color in there, you know, maybe we put a red in there or something like that, and that would do it. Good thinking, but not the pattern that we're looking for. So let me show you this once, or let's just go to the hands that are up first, and then I'll give you a hint for this one. So let's go to Kaylee. Yes, Kaylee, what do you think the pattern might be, or what should I put down next?
Because 4 down, long one, 4 down, long one, 4 down, then you need a long one.
Oh, okay, so maybe it's a long one like that. So do you think that would be right?
No, a thicker one.
Oh, a thicker one. Okay, so let's look for a thicker one. Maybe one like that? Or are you thinking a much thicker one? One like this one over here? Maybe?
Yeah, that one works.
Oh, okay, maybe that one. Almost, but not quite right. But what I really like is that you're not just looking at the color, because as we can see over there, there's a pattern, but the color is not the pattern. Oh, so well done on breaking out of that thinking, Kaylee, to look for, okay, what else is repeated between these that makes it a pattern that's not the color? Oh, I think we're getting closer and closer. Let's hear from Rory-san again. Yes, Rory-san, do you think you figured it out?
A whitish black.
Okay, maybe a whitish block, maybe that one like that. So do you think that would continue the pattern?
Not that one.
No, not that one. Okay, maybe another whitish one that we got. We got a whitish one like that.
The one behind your hand.
Oh, this one over here.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, the one.
Oh, okay.
Not.
Okay, maybe it is that one, but it is unfortunately not that one. So great thinking again to try out different blocks in different sizes. Have another careful look, and let's go to Sipesihle. Sipesihle, yes. What do you think we should do next, or what do you think the pattern might be? It's a challenging one, isn't it? Okay, not quite sure there. Keep on thinking, and if you think about it again, then put your hand on up again. Let's hear from Melo Kukle. Yes, Melo Kukle, what do you think we should put down next, or what do you think the pattern is?
The one is facing down.
Yes.
Need to do one face up.
Fantastic. Well done. In case you didn't hear that too nicely, then what Melo Kukle has figured out and seen from looking very carefully at that is that we've started off with one that's facing up, one that's facing down. This one is facing up. This one is facing down. And then we have, another one that is facing down, and then another one that's facing up. So the next one should be facing up or down. What do you think? Up, or let me take one that we can see a little bit better. Up or down? It is, in fact, down. There we go. There we've got our pattern. Can you see that? Facing up, facing down, facing up, facing down, facing up, facing down. So even though they were different colors and different shapes, we were still able to make a pattern. Very, very good. Okay, so should we do one more pattern over here before we look at that game? I think so. Okay, I'm just going to put down hands just for now, and then you'll be able to put them up again when we get to this next pattern. Okay, so now let's have a look at what this next pattern might be. We are going to start with this one over here. Okay, we don't know what the pattern is just yet. So we're going to start with this one. Then let's put in this one. And then, ooh, let's make it nice and tricky. And let's put in this one. And then let's put in this one. And then maybe we can even put in this one. And then this one. And then I'm going to put in one more. And then you are going to try to figure out what the next block should be in our pattern. Oh, this is a tricky one indeed. Let me make sure that it's all very nice and straight so that you can see the pattern. Oh, I love solving little problems like this. It makes me feel like I'm getting smarter and smarter. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got a block like this, and then one like that, and then a green longer one like that, then one like that, then this red one, a yellow one like that, and then this long white one. And what we're trying to figure out is what should come next. Okay, let's go to Kaeletu. Kaeletu, yes, what block do you think should come next?
The red small one. The yellow one.
Okay, please make sure that it is just me that is unmuting you. So Kaeletu, sorry, which one did you say?
The red small one.
Red, did you say a red long one?
No, the red small one.
Oh, okay, let's have a look if that will be right. A red small one like that. That is absolutely correct. I wonder if you know why though. Let's see if we can figure out why. So for those of you with your hands up, and Paul and Tristan and Aiden, you can think of either what block should come next, or if you can explain what this pattern is, then that'll be awesome too, because that's right. Kailet's got that next one right. Let's see if we can figure out why. Yes, and Paul, what do you think?
Long short, long shorts.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Oh, very good. So if I put this one in, do you think that would be right? Wow. Maybe.
Long, short, long.
Very cool. I like that thinking. And I think that this could actually continue the pattern, but I'm going to take it out for now. And let's see. Let's hear from Tristan and Aiden. Yes, Tristan and Aiden. What do you want to add here? What do you think? Can you carry on the pattern? What do you think the pattern is?
White. White.
White. Maybe a white one. Which white one? Could I put this white one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I put
No.
No, not that one. Oh, okay. This one? You think
Yeah. No.
Oh, we've got yeses and nos. In fact,
No.
oh, no, we've got no. But you know what? We actually could. That does still carry on the pattern. And let me show you how it can still carry on the pattern, because I can put this one next like that. And then that carries on the pattern. Okay, c'est basically. Do you think I'm right? Well, I am, because I'm the one who's made this pattern up. What do you think the pattern is? Are you there, CPC Claire? Okay, can't quite hear from you now. Let's try Mpho. Yes, Mpho. What do you think this pattern is? Oh, are you there, CPC? Mpho? Okay, can't quite hear you at the moment, but let me just move us past. Oh, yes, Mpho, you're there.
Long.
Oh, long,
Long,
good.
okay.
Okay. So a long over there, that would carry on the pattern. Absolutely. Fantastic and well done. Okay. So just in case you haven't figured it out, let me point it out. We've got, it's actually, you guys have picked up on a pattern within the pattern, one that I didn't fully intend. And I love that. You guys have pulled out something that I didn't even realize would be there. So we've got a long one, and then we've got a block that only has 8 studs. Okay, so we've got 8, and then we've got a longer green block, and then we've got a block with 8 studs, and then we've got another block, and then a block with 8 studs, and then another block and a block with 8 studs, another even bigger block, and then a block with 8 studs. The only trick to this pattern is that every second block is a block with 8 studs. So let's look. So if I take out all of these other blocks and have a look at this, then all that we have left are these blocks which have something in common. They all have 8 studs. They're all the same size, even though they are different colors. Well, they still form part of that pattern. So I hope that's already starting to expand your mind just a little bit on the nature, of patterns. That it's not necessarily just color or shape or size. It could be a combination. It could be more or less of these things.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that. Okay. So what we are going to do now is we are going to have a look at Scratch Junior once again. We're going to be thinking about our patterns, and we're going to be looking at a game that we are going to be making throughout the week. Okay, so are you guys ready to see that? You don't need to unmute. Remember, I'm the only one who will unmute you just so that we don't have too much chaos and noise. So just say out loud, yes, I'm ready to see you. Oh, fantastic. I'm so glad that you are, because over here, we've got some of the other projects that I did. And this is the little game that I put together for us. It's called Norma's Adventure. And let's have a look at what it looks like. We're going to look at the finished product now. And this is going to be something that we put together and we make throughout the week. So what we've got over here is we've got Norma and we've got a crab, and Norma is not a fan of crabs because crabs are all pinchy. They're all whoop, 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 and then they pinch your toes and all of that. And this is obviously after lockdown because Norma is back on the beach. So let's have a look what happens in this game. Okay, so I'm going to tap or click the green flag and let's see what happens. Well, there goes the crab. And then the crab gets to Norma and then she says, ouch, ouch. And then the crab goes all the way back to the beginning. Let's see what happens when I tap or click on Norma. Whoa, she does a massive jump, and she even makes a popping kind of jump sound. Let's see if we can get Norma to jump over the crab as it comes past. Oh, no, didn't get her on that one. Let's try again. You jumped over. Oh, and then the crab just keeps coming though. It's not just once. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. And I've got 1 and 2. Oh, I'm going to go for a high score here. 3 and 4. What? Okay. I think you get the idea over there. So we've got a scene, we've got different characters, we've got code, and code that is attached to Norma, and code that is attached to the crab. Sorry about that. I am back now. I hope that you are all still there. Sorry about that. Just had a drop in connection. Let's continue with that. Okay, so we are looking at the Scratch Junior project where there is a game, which is very fun, I think. And what I want you to do now, just as I click through this, I want you to see if you can see any patterns on the screen, specifically in the code, but if you see other patterns, well, then you can let me know. You can put your hand up and let us know about that as well. So do you see any patterns? If you see a pattern, then put your hand up and I'll unmute you, and then you can let us know about the pattern that you are seeing. Any patterns at all? Okay, Refilware thinks that they've seen one. Yes, Refilware, what pattern have you seen, or can you see a pattern? Yes, Refilware. Otherwise, we'll go to Kaylee. Okay, let's see. Kaylee, yes, can you see a pattern?
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh,
Yellow.
With yellow.
Ah, very good. Thank you very much. Yes, lots and lots of yellow all over the place. Fantastic. Well done on seeing that and getting that. Okay, so let's not dwell too much in this, the end project. Let's start by making our very own project. Okay, so remember when you start up Scratch Junior, you're going to be shown with this, or this screen will show up, and you can do this on your laptop or computer. You can also do this on a mobile device, whether that be a phone or a tablet, any of those kinds of things. Okay, and then you are going to tap or click on the home button. That takes you to where you have other projects, or any and all projects and games or stories, any of those things that you've made, those will show up over here. I'm going to tap on a new one, a brand new one, by tapping or clicking on the plus over here. Let's do a little refresh of our project area again. Okay, so we've discovered a whole lot of this, but let's see what else we can discover along the way. So we have buttons over here that if we click or tap on these, oh, then it takes us all the way back here. It's back to our projects. We've got these ones over here, which show us our characters or our sprites, or sometimes we even call them our objects. And this is what we put our code onto so that it does something, so that it responds when we push something or tap something. So these are our characters. And if we wanted to delete or remove one of these characters, what we would do is a long press. Or if you're on a computer, then it's a long click. So you just tap and then keep your finger down there. And then you'll see it starts wiggling about to let us know that it's selected. And if we want to delete it, well, then we'll tap or click on the X. Boop. Oh, there you go. Whoa, we've just lost all of our code. That's because we need something to attach our code to. Just like if you had 2 cookies and you wanted to give one to a friend, but you didn't have a friend there, well, then you wouldn't be able to. We need something to attach our code to. So let's add in a character. And let's have a look and see which character we could use. You know, we're going to be rebuilding Noma's adventure. So if we look at the different categories that we have, we've got kind of funny fantasy creatures, we've got animals, we've got people without faces. Oh, I wonder why. Oh, if you figure that out, then please do let me know. Otherwise, I will show you later in the week. And I've actually shown you in a previous project a little bit, but play around with that. Try and figure out why that would be cool to use. And then we've got some plants, we've got some planets, we've got some houses and barns and things and some balls, and we've got other transport type things. So we are looking for Noma, and she's there up at the top. Otherwise, I found her here by the people. Here are all the people waving, boys and girls and teenagers and grannies and grandpas. And let's add Noma in by tapping or clicking on her and then saying, yes, Noma. But you know what? When I look at Noma, I think that, you know, these clothes are all very cool and stuff like that, but I think she should have a different color shirt. A different color shirt. Do you think we can do that? Well, yes, we can. It's not really going to be part of our code. In different programs, we would be able to code that and change that. But for Norma in Scratch Junior, all we need to do is come over to this paintbrush that's next to her name. So I'm going to tap or click on that. And over here, we can change her name, which I'm going to do first. I'm going to call her, oops, Norma, just like that. And here's Norma. We could add in some more squiggles, just like that. Or if I wanted to add in a circle for some strange reason, we could do that. And oops, if I make a mistake, if I don't want it, all I do is come over here and I say, undo that. I don't want to have that happen. Now, I want to change her shirt to a different color. What color do you think we should change her shirt to? Should it be pink, red, orange, green, gray, this kind of aqua blue? You know what? I think it should be purple. If you said purple, then well done. Otherwise, if you think it should be a different color, then you can make your own and change that color. So I chose the color that I want. And then I chose this little paint bucket over here. And when I've got that paint bucket selected, then there we go. I just click on her shirt. And look, now her shirt is purple. We could also change her shoe color. Should we do that? Let's give her green shoes. I tapped or clicked on green. I still have the bucket selected. And let me click on that. There we go. Now her shoes are green. Norma, that looks brilliant. You look like you're ready for the beach. So there you go, Norma. Now Norma is here, but it doesn't look like she's on the beach at all. Aw. Okay, let's see if we can add in the beach. So to do that, we can look at our code. Nothing there for that. We've got this over here, which, well, that adds in a whole nother scene, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do a long press on that over there and tap the X again. If I go up here, well, that's going to be for if I want to save my project or name it. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. We've got a green flag. We've got our go back to the start. We've got putting some writing in, which you don't really want to do. And then we've got this one. Oh, that's it. Okay. So to do that, to get our background, we look for this picture just above where our output screen is. Let's tap on that or click on that. And then we can look at lots of different places that Norma could be. Where do you think Norma should be? Should she be on in a farm, on a farm, in the library, maybe? Maybe in space. Oh, but she couldn't breathe in space. But you know what? I suppose it's a game, so she could. But I want Norma to be on the beach. I live at the beach here in the garden route, and we're not allowed to go to the beach at the moment. So I'm happy if Norma gets to go to the beach, even if I don't just yet. So I've tapped or clicked on the beach, and then I'm going to tap or click on the tick, and there we go. Oh, this is starting to look like a cool scene where Norma is able to play on the beach. But right now, when we click on the flag or when you click on her, well, she does nothing. What do you think? And this is where I'm going to ask you, and you can start to put your hand up again. What do you think we should do so that Norma will move, will do something? Let's just get her to do something, and we can figure out after that exactly what we want her to do. What do you think we should do to get Norma to do something? Kaylee, yes. What do you think we should do?
We should press the button and get her to get some controls.
Oh, okay, great. So we need to add in some controls, and we'll look at our coding blocks here at the bottom. That's going to help us with controlling that. Let's go to Tandeka. Yes, Tandeka, what do you think we should do to get Norma to do something?
We must press the box.
Oh, okay. We must press the box. Okay, let's have a look. We've got lots of different boxes over here, and if we bring one of these down here and we say that, there we get Norma to move. But we don't want that to just happen just when we click down here. We want that to happen, well, when we trigger that event. Do you guys remember that from last week when we spoke about events? I do. I remember that well. Okay, so let's go over to our events, which is our yellow button. Remember, these tell us when something should happen. Okay, so let's just quickly make sure that the screen looks all nice. I'm just going to try to share that again, make sure that it's the right size. Okay, I hope that that has sorted that. Thank you, Kailetu, for letting us know that that's looking just a little bit strange. Okay, so we need an event over here. We could have an event that says starts on the green flag getting clicked, or on Noma getting tapped, or if Noma bumps into something. We've also got these mysterious ones of send on orange message. And thank you very much. I'm glad that it worked, Kailetu. Thank you. We've got these ones over here, and these ones we are going to use a lot when it comes to making a story. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so let's grab this one over here, which says start on tap Noma. So whichever instructions we tap over here, or that we attach over here, that's what's going to happen when we tap on Noma, which at the moment is nothing, because I'm tapping on her and it's nothing happening because we haven't attached anything. So let's look under our blue blocks for movements and see if we can get Noma to move around nicely. And all that we're going to do is we're going to grab this block over here, which says hop. So now our code says when I tap on Noma, well, then she must hop. Let's see if it works. Boop. Just like that. There she hops. So I tap on her and she hops. Okay, so we've just taken our very first step. I'm going to quickly show you one alternative, especially where patterns come in, where we could do something like this. We're not going to go into this in too much detail now, but we will pick up on it again. If we wanted her to do a jump where she's jumping maybe forwards, or to the left rather, then we could say, go forwards and go to the left. But what if we wanted her to not just do that once, we wanted her to do that twice? And it wouldn't help to just put the number 2 down here. We would need to look for something that shows that this is a pattern. So we're going to come over to our orange section over here, where we've got a repeat block. This is where we're really going to see a pattern. This is called a loop. Don't worry if you don't understand exactly what a loop is by the end of this. We will come back to it. I just want you to see it for now, where we could say, do this up and to the left. We want you to do that 4 times. So any code that we put inside here, it's going to repeat a certain amount of times, as many times as we tell it to. Let's get it to repeat 3 times. So now when we tap or click on Noma, then she's going to go up and go to the left 3 times. Let's see if it works. It worked. Ha! So there's one great way of doing that. Another way that we could have done it, but would have just taken so much longer, would be to say, okay, go up, go left, go up, go left. And if we wanted to do it 100 times, my goodness, we would have to do that a lot. So we can see a pattern over here of up, left, or sorry, just up, then left, then up, then left, then up, then left. And we've also seen that we can use a repeat block to do that without us needing to repeat ourselves so many times, because we could make that 100. Oh, we can make it up to 10. We could maybe even make it, let's see how many. We could make that do it 90 times. And if we tapped on her, then that's going to do that 90 times. She's just going to keep on going for a very, very long time. Okay, so today what we did is we had a look at patterns once again and saw how important they are for coding. We also looked how patterns are everywhere, and that patterns aren't necessarily just, a color repeating. There could be a lot more to it. And we saw that there are patterns in games, and we're going to be using patterns as we make games. Tomorrow, when you come back, we're going to be looking at algorithms again. We're going to be building on our game, and we're also going to be trying to find some treasure using an algorithm. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much for joining us again this morning. I'm looking forward to interacting and seeing you tomorrow. But until then, thank you and goodbye.